Hello students, welcome to our mathematics class. Today in this class we are going to learn about the process of mapping space around us, and after watching the video we will be able to learn how to draw maps, and you will also draw maps of your school and of your locality also. So watch this video mindfully. Let's start. You are very much acquainted with maps. In history and geography classes, you are using the maps frequently, and you know how the different places like temples, rivers, roads, and seas, mountains, these all things are represented symbolically on a map, and the distance between the different places, how accurately or how proportionately that's are represented. Okay, you are somehow acquainted with the maps, but in this class we will also learn the same things, and we will discuss the basic difference between pictures and maps, and also we will see the process of drawing maps. First, let's see the difference between the pictures and maps. From figure 10.1, we have two diagrams. The first one is the realistic representations of a house, but second one is the symbolical representations of a house. In the first figure we can see that the house has been accurately drawn, or drawn in realistic way, as it is in real, and the windows, the doors, the roads, the open area, and the boundary, the tree, these all things are represented in such real things. But on the next figure same thing has been represented, but here you cannot find the realistic image. Here just you can find the symbolical representations, and the location of the different objects are just a comparative view, or you can say the tree has been represented here as compared to the present of boundary. The distance here, the distance of the tree from the boundary has been proportionately given here. So these are the basic different things you can see in this picture. First picture, this is the first diagram, this is called a picture, and it is the real representations, okay, or realistic representation. But the second figure we can say it is map. It is symbolical representation. It is symbolical representations, and the location of objects are given in this map as compared to other objects. Okay, location of any objects is given as compared to other object. Like the tree has been given in this side, because on the real places the tree is already on that place. You cannot draw the tree on this place because in real things that is on the back side, so we have to also put it on the back side. So on a map, the present of the object, it's accurately done as compared to other objects. Okay, but you cannot find realistic image. Just you will find a symbolical representations. Representations. But in a pictures the details are shown as in realistic thing. Okay, and this kind of pictures can be drawn by some artists from front view, from side view, from back view, or from any other sides. They can draw the pictures, and they can show the details as in real. But maps, and in case of pictures the perspectives of the observer may different. But in case of maps, the perspective of the observers does not vary. They all the observers will draw this kind of map, and maps are always drawn vertically. Maps are always drawn vertically, like from aeroplanes. Okay, maps are always drawn from vertically. And one basic difference is that you cannot measure the distance between two objects. In case of pictures, you cannot say what is the distance between the tree and the house, and what is the distance between the door and the gates. But in maps, a proper scale value is being used, so that you can measure the distance, and you can also measure this distance. Also you can measure the total perimeter of this area, okay, of this plot. And this all things can be measured from map. So these are the basic difference. You will see more maps on these sections. First, let's see the basic difference. Whatever we have discussed has been listed here. Pictures are actually the real representation. So, pictures represent reality. Okay, just to remind only this: pictures represent reality as it is seen with all details, and maps are only the representation through symbols. The only the location of an object in relation to other objects. The different objects are being represented on maps with compared to other objects. Pictures may vary as it depends on observer, but maps are fixed. Okay, maps are fixed, and the concluding line has been stated here. Perspective is very important for drawing picture, but it is not relevant for map. In case of picture, perspective is important. The different observers may draw different kind of pictures, and they can show different details in their ways. But in case of map, it is not true. Map is always fixed, and it is drawn from vertically, and the different distance between the different places can be measured in case of map, but in case of picture, that may not be measured. So these were basic difference, and that all things has been also written here. The big difference between photograph, or you can say picture, and a map is that map represents vertical plans of a region, while photograph represents a realistic image. Let's back to the first diagram. You can see this is pictures or photograph. This is just realistic image, and it is vertical plans. Okay, maps are always drawn vertically. So this is the basic difference, and all other details has been mentioned in this also. Map, in the map, details are given in the form of symbols, words, lines, and colors. As you have seen real maps in history and geography classes. You can you have seen there that the different places are being shown by symbols, and also words, and also by lines, and with colors. It shows a large area of ground on a small scale or large scale. That is, a map reduce the entire world on its parts to fit on a sheet of paper. Let's try to understand this statement. Suppose you are trying to draw maps of your school. Then you know that your school may be present on a area of 10 acres. 10 acres length. Okay, but you are trying to represent the total 10 acre length on a sheet of paper, so the large area has been minimized here, and you are trying to accurately represent the different object as compared to other object. So here we take the scale value. Suppose here we have 10 centimeter, and this is 20 centimeter, and we are trying to draw a picture of a small locality. Then this 10 centimeter length will represent, suppose 1 kilometer. Okay, then 1 centimeter length will be there 100 meter. So here whatever we are drawing, suppose we are keeping gap between the two object of 1 centimeter, then in reality that the gap should have 100 meter. Suppose in reality our kitchen and the hostel block have distance of 50 meter. Suppose in reality our kitchen and hostel block has distance of 50 meter. Then in maps, when we are drawing the map in a small sheet of paper, and we are taking the scale value 1 centimeter equal to 100 meter, then what should be the distance in the map? Suppose this is kitchen block, and this is hostel block, then the distance should be 0.5 centimeter, or we can say 5 millimeter. As in reality 1 centimeter is 100 meter. Then for 50 meter we have to take half centimeter, that is half centimeter is 0.5 centimeter, or we can say 5 millimeter. So in this way we just comparatively take the distance. Okay, and we can say that proportionate distance should be measured there. Suppose you are trying to represent a large area on a map, and suppose from your house at the temple, from your house the distance of the temple is 2 kilometer. The distance of the house is 2 kilometer, and you are trying to represent it on a sheet of paper, and you are taking the scale value 1 centimeter is equal to 1 kilometer. Then on the map what should be the distance, what should be the distance between your house and the temple. We have already discussed the distance is suppose 2 kilometer. In real the distance is 2 kilometer. Okay, and in map you are trying to represent 1 centimeter h 1 kilometer. The distance then in the map should be h 2 centimeter. 2 centimeter, because here 1 centimeter is same as 1 kilometer on map. That's why the real distance is 2 kilometer. So on map distance we have to represent it on 2 centimeters. So this 2 centimeter will represent 2 kilometer in this case. So on a map we represent large area of the earth on a small sheet of paper. So here the scale value plays an important role, and we take 1 centimeter as some kilometers or some meters, and also you can take one centimeter as different units like miles, foots, in this way. But it depends on the area, how much area you are taking to represent the map. And next, let's see from this. Here we have a rough map, or you can see just a map of a locality. Okay, and here the roads how symbolically represented you can see. On a map you can see the different symbols are being used. Like you cannot find house of different designs. If there are house, then you have to use the symbols of same kind symbol, and all the house will be of same kind. Okay, but in reality that's this house, and in reality the design of the two house may vary. In reality the design of two house may be vary, but in map you have to show both are house, so you have to show on a single style of figures or single style of symbols. Okay, here we have two schools. In reality the design of the two school may vary, practically that may vary, but on a map you have to represent it on by same kind of symbols. Okay, same kind of symbols. So this is one important thing. And the size of the house may also vary in reality, but in practical when you are drawing the maps, both are house, so you have to represent same kind of symbols. Okay, same kind of symbols. This may be asbestos house, this may be a hut, but you have to represent it on, as you have taken only a single symbol of house, so any kind of house you have to put this symbol. So and one important thing that I have also told here, that the size also you have to keep same. Okay, the size of the symbol you have to keep same. And from any map you can find this kind of symbols also. This using this kind of symbol you can draw maps. Suppose you have drawn it, then you have to carefully show the houses, you have to carefully present the hospitals, you have to carefully present the schools. And while you are drawing you have to make appropriate or proportional distance between the places. You have to know the real distance between the schools, and from the scale value we have to calculate, and you have to put them in appropriate distance. Because from this map and you should be able to predict, or you should be able to calculate the distance between the different places. Suppose here we need to calculate the distance between these two school. Then what is the distance between two school? Here in this map it has been mentioned that this distance is 1/3 kilometer and this distance is 1/4 kilometer. So distance between two schools will be 1/3 plus 1/4. This is in kilometer unit, this is in kilometer unit, and simply you have to add these two fractions and you will get the total distance. Okay, the total distance between the two schools. Likewise, what will be the distance between this house to this school? So the first one is half kilometer, then this is 1 kilometer, and this is 1/4 kilometer. This three distance we have to add. So from maps it is easy, and we can know the distance between the different places. Also we have discussed here that whatever may be the design of the house, if we are using one symbol for house, then we have to represent that symbol for any kind of house. Also the size of the house may vary, but in reality, but in maps we have to put same size symbols. And also the design of the schools may vary, but you are using the same kind of symbols for different schools also. So these are the basic rules. And while drawing, you have to keep mind that this distance is 1 kilometer in reality, but on map this may be as 10 centimeter, this may be as 10 centimeter. Here 10 centimeter has been taken for 1 kilometer suppose, then that is 1000 meter, then 1 centimeter is equal to here 100 meter. In scale value 1 centimeter has been approximately taken as 100 meter. So using that scale value it has been drawn. That means this will be your 10 centimeter distance in on a map, and this is half kilometer, that means this may be 5 centimeter distance. Okay, so this kind of calculations you have to make fast, and you have to put it on a sheet of paper appropriately. And the different symbols that we use has been shown in this diagram. You can see that roads may be represented in this way, or you can put in this diagram. That is completely your choice. uh, some symbols has been represented here. You may use this kind of symbols while drawing maps of your locality and of your school. Okay, and you can generate symbols also. So what we have discussed earlier has been summarized here. And the first thing, a map depict the location of a particular object or place in relation to other objects or place. Like where is the house, where is the hospital, and where is the school. These all things are represented as compared to other places. Suppose the distance between house and school, and suppose this is hospital. Okay, and this is school. The distance between a house somebody's house and school is suppose 100 meter, and this distance is suppose 50 meter. So these all things are represented as compared to other object. Like house will be in such way that it will be 100 centimeter from school, and hospital will be in such way that will be 50 centimeter from school. So this kind of measurements are being taken, but in map that will not 100 centimeter, that will decrease. Okay, and second thing, symbols are used to depict the different object and place. You have seen the different symbols how that are used. And there is no reference or perspective in map. Objects are closer to the observer are shown to be the same size as those that are farther away. Try to understand this. Suppose an observer is trying to represent this road and the trees, then he will surely represent this tree as a larger size. In case of picture, he will represent this as larger because it is nearer to the observer, so this tree will look so larger. But in case of map, all the trees are being represented at same size, and it is always drawn vertically. Okay, you can see that all the trees has been drawn with same kind of designs. Okay, same design has been shown for all kind of trees, and it is all the trees are of same size. So you cannot keep some trees larger and some trees shorter. You have to keep each and every object of the same kind at same size. Maps use a scale which is fixed for a particular map. It reduces the real distance proportionately to the distance on the paper. Now, what we have discussed, in earlier cases, 1 centimeter. Suppose we are taking 1 kilometer. Then in Earth, 1 kilometer distance is same as on map as 1 centimeter. On map, that is same as 1 centimeter. So this may be treated as scale value. And suppose you are taking 1 centimeter as 100 meter, then on Earth, suppose the distance between two places is 100 meter, then on map the distance between the same two places will be 1 centimeter. So this kind of scale value we take, and proportionately the distance between different objects are shown, and it reduces the distance. On Earth, 100 kilometer on map, that will be represented at just also 1 centimeter also. And then here the scale value will be 1 centimeter, which equal to 100 kilometer. So the actual distance or the real distance are, that's are minimized here, proportionately minimized here. So these are the all things related to maps. Now try to draw maps of your school. Suppose this is our roads and rivers. On the bank of the rivers our school is present. So, and this is the boundary. Okay, a school will be present here in hexagonal shape, and kitchen blocks, then cycle stand, girls hostel, boys hostel, and there is a road connected to playground also. So in a proportionate way you have to represent. This is just roughly I am saying here. You have to keep appropriate distance. Suppose this is 100 this is suppose 100 meter, and you are taking suppose 10 centimeter equal to 100 meter, or take more small value 1 centimeter equal to 100 meter, then this distance should be 1 centimeter. Suppose the distance between the school and the kitchen block is suppose 20 meter, then in map this will be 2 millimeter. In map that will be 2 millimeter. Suppose this distance is 50 meter, then on map it will be here 5 millimeter. Okay, and the size of the playground, suppose this is 100 meter and this is also 100 meter, then on map it will be 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter. So these all things you have to calculate, and you have to make maps of your school. So thus this video completes here. Try to complete the exercise also.